Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster, and thank you, Suad. It is always a pleasure to watch you give a speech. You do it so well without notes, and you have a wonderful presence up here that, no matter what you're talking about, seems to capture the entire room. So it's an honor to be here and to be giving an evaluation of one of your speeches. The speech that Suad was giving is project number 8 in our Competent Communicator Manual, and its purpose is to get comfortable with visual aids. We learn in Toastmasters that people remember best what they hear and see simultaneously, and so this is one of 2 projects that helps us remember to do that and to practice doing that. And yes, the visual aids that Suad used definitely helped keep the listener focused on the message. There are many types of visual aids, and she used computer. And one recommendation that I would have is when you come up here and before you start speaking, because when you start speaking, that's when the timer starts, is to just check, make sure that your visual aids are up and behind you. And so you can begin with everything in place. Your visual aids did not overwhelm, and they also didn't dominate the speech. They went along with your speech, I think, in just the manner that they were supposed to. In terms of recommendations, my recommendations are not going to be about the visual aid, with one exception, actually. My recommendation is more about the speech organization. And the first slide that you chose was a situation that was clearly a classroom, and it could be confusing without a really strong introduction talking about what the purpose of your speech is and what you want the audience to gain from your speech. The first slide could confuse a viewer that this is going to be about education and that that's the basic service that you're talking about. And in fact, you were talking about all sorts of basic services and not only education. But that being said, I did feel like you could use education or choose one basic service that you could carry through the entire speech as an example and show, not just tell, how it is that this 1950s European model has in fact underdeveloped Africa and how bad the situation is and why it's so ineffective and why it needs to change. Because that was something that as a listener, you didn't leave knowing exactly all that context, and so it wasn't as powerful, I thought, as it could be. I also heard 2 different 3s. I want you to remember 3 things, or I want you to do 3 things. And because there were 2 sets of 3s, I lost the first set and then focused on the 3 things that you wanted each of us to be ambassadors for. And so I would limit, like, the 3 things you want us to leave with, make sure there's only 1 set of 3 things in the speech. I, again, as I said, absolutely love hearing you speak. The way that you came and took the lectern and moved it aside and spoke without notes and I felt like you were an expert in the topic that you're talking about. And so I would just say that even if you're going to throw those notes away, in the development of your speech, write them out, figure out exactly what you want to say, and then toss them and come and do exactly what you did. So, wonderful. Thank you.